Now, let's go to special considerations which may affect assessment. Paulit-ulit lang tayo. We have the physical, functional, cognitive changes, social, emotional changes, and environmental factors. Okay? So, kailangan kasi mag-focus tayo on the unique health needs of an adult. As they age, they experience unang-una changes in the following, di ba? Yung physical, functional, cognitive, social and emotional, and environmental factors. So, una nating special consideration will be physical changes. Kasama sa physical changes, unang-una yung sensory impairment. Meron silang hearing loss or vision loss or decreased vision or decreased sense of touch which can affect communication and performance of activities of daily living. Okay? Ano pa? Yung chronic conditions. The older adults are more likely to experience chronic conditions. Yung mga heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, dementia. Okay? So, another changes in the physical is the presence of frailty. Kasi yung frailty is a syndrome characterized by decreased muscle strength, reduced physical activity, slow gait speed, unintentional weight loss, and also exhaustion. Now, the next thing that we are going to consider that will affect our assessment is the functional assessment. So, sa functional assessment, ano yung ina-assess natin? The ADL. Tingnan natin yung difficulty with basic self-care. Ano yung mga basic natin? Bathing, dressing, eating, toileting. Then, another is sa IADL or the instrumental activities of daily living. So, tingnan natin kung may difficulty with more complex tasks. Cooking, cleaning, shopping, or use of transportation. Assess din natin sa functional changes yung mobility. Meron na bang limited mobility which can possibly affect independence and quality of life? Okay, so yun yung sa functional. Then, we go to functional changes. Okay, so determine natin baka merong presence of mild cognitive impairment. If there is a decline in cognitive function that is not severe enough to interfere with daily living. Okay, kasama sa cognitive changes yung presence of dementia, which is a progressive decline in cognitive function that interferes with daily life. Check natin if there is presence of delirium or the sudden onset of confusion or altered mental state. Okay. After cognitive changes as part of the special consideration, okay, another special consideration is the social and emotional changes. Older adults may experience loneliness due to loss of loved ones, decreased social interactions, or physical limitations. So, nakaka-experience sila again depression, which is a common mental health condition among older adults, but it can significantly impact their quality of life. Another one is the anxiety, which can be a source of distress for older adults and may contribute to physical health problems. Now, environmental factors, okay, kasi yung mga kailangan natin i-consider kasi unang-una na dyan yung pinag-usapan natin kanina na home safety. Kasi yung older adults may face safety risks in their homes such as yung falls or yung presence of fires. Yung accessibility din na pinag-usapan natin kanina, the environment may not be accessible to older adults with physical limitations such as yung pagkukuha siya ng pagkain or kukunin niya yung gamot niya or magto-toilet siya. Now, social support is the availability of support which can significantly impact the older adults' well-being. So, by considering all these special considerations, okay, yung health assessment natin can be tailored fit, okay, at saka yung mga interventions natin can be tailored fit to meet the unique needs of older adults and promote optimal aging. Now, let's go to nature of disease and disability and their effects on functional status. We have the chronic diseases, cognitive impairment, and sensory impairment. So ano ba yung effects ng function ng disease and disability sa functional status? Okay. So yung mga kasing diseases and disabilities ay napaka-importante nito for us to assess and to address. Okay? Kasi first of all, yung functional status kasi, di ba, it refers to individuals' ability to perform ADL or IADL. So, yung mga common diseases na nakaka-apekto dyan sa mga ADL at saka yung mga IADL is of course yung heart failure. Kasi nagbibikan yung heart muscle leading to decreased blood flow and fluid buildup. Yung CAD or coronary artery disease, which is the narrowing of the arteries that supply the blood to the heart. Then yung stroke, which is the damage to brain tissue caused by blockage or rupture of a blood vessel. And then, it can affect the function kasi yung cardiovascular disease can lead to fatigue, shortness of breath, decreased mobility, and eventually cognitive decline. Okay? So, another example of chronic diseases is yung respiratory diseases natin. Kanina, cardiovascular, ngayon, respiratory. Yung COPD, di ba? Or the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which is a chronic lung inflammation and which causes airflow obstruction. Kasama sa respiratory yung asthma, or the chronic airway inflammation leading to wheezing, shortness of breath, and chest tightness. Okay? Ano yung effect nito on functioning? Yung mga respiratory diseases can also limit physical activity as well as endurance and social participation. Okay? Ano pa yung mga other chronic diseases? Yung neurological diseases such as yung una, Alzheimer's, which is a progressive brain disease causing memory loss, cognitive decline, and behavioral changes. Another is the Parkinson's disease. This is a neurodegenerative disorder characterized by tremors, rigidity, and slow movements. Stroke, kasama din, damage to brain tissue caused by blockage or rupture of a blood vessel. Ano ang effect nito on functioning? Yung neurological diseases can significantly impair cognitive function, mobility, and independence. Okay? So, another chronic disease will be the musculoskeletal diseases. Ito yung osteoporosis at saka osteoarthritis na very common. Ang osteoporosis is bone thinning and increased risk of fractures, while osteoarthritis is the joint inflammation and cartilage degeneration. Ano ang effect nito sa function ng older client? Okay, itong mga diseases na to can limit mobility. It can also cause pain and reduce the quality of life. Okay. Now, sa sensory impairment naman, we have the visual impairment, nagkakaroon decreased vision or blindness. Sa hearing impairment, nagkakaroon ng decreased hearing or deafness. So, anong effect nito sa function? Itong sensory impairment can affect communication, safety, and independence. Okay, ano ang impact nito on functional status? So, the nature ng mga diseases and disabilities can actually have a profound impact on functional status. Example, yung chronic diseases can lead to fatigue, pain, decreased mobility, and difficulty in the performance of the ADLs and IADLs. Okay. Now, let's go to cognitive impairments. Cognitive impairments can affect memory, attention, and decision-making. Making it challenging to manage daily tasks. Then, yung sensory impairment naman can limit communication, safety, and the independence of the person. So, if we understand the nature of diseases and disabilities, okay, we can develop more effective interventions to support the functional status and improve the quality of life of older adults. And by addressing the underlying causes or functional decline, we can help older adults maintain their independence and participate fully in the society where they belong. Okay. So, now, let's go on how we are going to tailor the nursing assessment to the older person. We first identify, again, physical changes, functional changes, cognitive changes, social and emotional changes, environmental factors, and assessment techniques. Okay, so tailoring the nursing assessment to the older person. So, this is very important kasi, sabi nga natin, ang need ng every individual is very unique. Okay, so ang characteristic nila is also unique to them. So, we need to consider itong mga physical, cognitive, functional, social, emotional changes that may occur in aging. Okay. Una natin, again, physical changes, kasama dito sensory impairment. So, there should be able to adapt communication strategies to accommodate hearing and vision loss. Now, sa chronic conditions, assess the impact of chronic conditions on functional status and quality of life. Okay. yung if there is presence of frailty, evaluate the patient's level of frailty and identify appropriate interventions to improve physical functions. Okay, the next one is functional changes. How are we going to tailor fit our nursing assessment? We assess the activities of daily living, ability to perform basic self-care tasks, and identify areas where assistance may be needed. Sa IADL naman, we assess also the patient's ability to manage more complex tasks and identify areas also where support may be required. Now, sa mobility naman, identify natin yung mobility and identify din natin yung barriers to mobility para sa kanilang independence. Okay. For cognitive changes, okay, meron tayong una tinatawag na mild cognitive impairment. So, we assess for signs of cognitive decline and adjust communication and care strategies accordingly para ma-accommodate nila. Assess for dementia. Pag meron dementia, we can adapt assessment techniques to accommodate cognitive impairment and provide appropriate support. Okay. So, pag may delirium, we need first to recognize the signs of delirium and address the underlying causes. Now, for social and emotional changes, dito, di ba, yung mga loneliness, depression, so assess natin kung may signs ng loneliness. And pag meron, magbigay tayo ng opportunity for social interaction. If there is depression, screen for depression and offer appropriate support and interventions. Identify kung merong anxiety. So, identify din yung source ng anxiety and provide strategies for coping. Okay. For environmental factors naman, again, unang-una na ulit yung home safety. Assess the home environment for potential hazards. Then, kung possible, mag-recommend tayo ng appropriate safety measures. Accessibility sa bahay at saka sa community ng patient. Social support, assess the availability of positive family dynamics or social support and identify resources to meet the patient's need. Then, the last one, how we can tailor fit is the use of assessment techniques. Maraming tools na pwedeng gamitin in comprehensive geriatric assessment, okay? That will include medical, functional, cognitive, social, emotional, environmental, di ba? So, una natin pwedeng gamitin is sa assessment techniques will be the CDS or the Geriatric Depression Scale. Isa lang yan sa mga samples, ha? Which is available online. Lahat itong mga pag-uusapan natin dito, available yan online. And you can easily search for it and download, okay? So, this is a screening tool for depression in older adults. Pwede din kayong gumamit ng Mini Mental State Examination or MMSE, which is a cognitive assessment tool also used to screen for cognitive impairment. Then, yung FIM naman or Functional Independence Measure, this is a measure of functional status that assess the patient's ability to perform ADL and IADL. So, again, pag naka-tailor fit ang ating nursing assessment to the unique needs of individual or older adults, we can ensure that we are providing high-quality patient-centered care. And this will involve considering physical, cognitive, functional, social, and emotional factors and use appropriate assessment technique to identify and address the patient's needs.